Here we are. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy
Here we
New
are.
Year.
Hello, everyone. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New
Here we are.
Year.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Well, we got to have an echo here somewhere. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Here we are.
Year. Oh, that's weird.
I know it's like going through a tunnel somewhere. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, that's weird.
I know it's like going through a tunnel somewhere. I don't know. Does anyone have YouTube on?
Weird.
I know it's like going through a tunnel somewhere. I don't know.
No, that's so weird.
I know,
Hey
right?
there, we got Hillary, we got Paula, we got Lisa on. Welcome, guys. No, that's so weird.
I know.
So
Right?
we got Rain. We got Paula, we got Lisa on. Welcome, guys. No,
We should
that's
sing a
so
song.
weird. Row, row, row your boat gently
Row,
down
row
the
your boat
stream.
gently down
Merrily,
the
merrily,
stream.
merrily, merrily. Row, row, row.
So I'd like for people to tell us if they can hear that echo as well, or is it just us? So I'd like
That
for
is
people to tell us if they can hear that echo as well, or is it just us? Mute everyone. Michelle said to mute everyone. Okay.
And is that better?
That is better. There is an echo. Okay, we can hear yes.
Is that
Okay.
better?
Yeah, it's
All right.
strange. We're using something new here, so there is
Yeah,
echo.
I've never had that problem before. I've had.
Yeah, it's
All right.
strange. We're using something new here, so
We still got it.
there is
Yeah,
echo.
I've never had that. Look at all these people.
Still got it.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Okay. So
It's like being in the pyramid and all the friends keep arriving.
I know, right?
Well, and you know what we need to do? Everybody needs to go into settings,
In
into
the pyramid,
audio,
all the friends keep
and
arriving.
make sure your echo canceling is on. Well, and you know what we need to do? Everybody needs to go into settings, into audio, and make sure your echo canceling is on. Well, and you know what we need to do? Everybody needs to go into settings, into audio, and make sure your echo cancels. Wisdom needs to be repeated.
Someone has two audios. Yeah, I think there's three audios.
Wisdom
There.
needs to be repeated.
And I can't. Now I've got something else on my screen. Yeah, I think there's three audios.
Wisdom needs to be repeated.
And I can't. Now I've got something else on my screen. Yeah, I think there's three audios.
Wisdom needs to be repeated.
What was
And I
that?
can't.
Do we even try again? Or
Sorry, guys, we're trying. It's the ears, honey. Okay, that was Rev Ned.
even try again? Or
Sorry, guys, we're trying. It's the ears, honey. Okay, that was Rev Ned.
Okay, so everybody,
Sorry, guys, we're trying.
everybody is using mics like this, right? So everybody,
Sorry, guys,
Yeah.
we're trying.
you guys are all using. Everybody is using mics like this, right? So okay, so I'm going to turn my mic off. Tell me if it stops. You guys are all using. Everybody is using mics like this, right? Okay, so I'm going to turn my mic off. Tell me if it stops. You guys are all using. Everybody is using.
Still going.
Okay, so I'm going to turn my mic off. Tell me if it stops. You guys are all using. Everybody is using.
Still going.
Okay, so I'm going to turn my mic off. Tell me if it stops. You guys are all using.
Yeah, I have headphones on. So let's mute everyone. And then one person talk at a time. Let's let it be quiet and then one person talk at a time. Okay, so I'll talk first now that I'm talking. Let's see if it loops. All right. I don't hear a loop of my voice. Can you guys hear me? Okay. All right. All right, Pauline, you go next.
And hello. Sorry, I'm a bit thrown. What would you like me to do? Oh, hello, everyone. Sorry, a bit thrown by that. I'm assuming you'd like me to just say who I am, and is that what you mean? Or you just want me to test?
Okay, can you guys hear me now? And is there any feedback roll around? If I sing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. No? Merrily, 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 merrily. Okay, so I've got Restream on the line here. So they're saying seems like you're having some audio issues. So we're going to see if we can fix this right now. I'm out.
Mike, your turn.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Mike, your turn.
Testing 4, 5, 6. Testing 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. It's looping.
Mike, your turn. Okay, so it's Mike, and he's having trouble also getting a background up. So, do you still have Zoom on, Mike? No. Okay. Do you have Restream open anywhere else or YouTube open anywhere? Nowhere. Michael. Mike is Echo Soul. Okay.
One of the listeners suggested that people leave and come back in. Have you tried to leave, Mike, and then come back in?
Yeah, that's exactly what they just suggested on Restream.
Okay. Oh, I think you just froze up, Mike. Oh no, you're there.
So Mike, pop out, go all the way out, and then come back in. And Sharon, if you have him in the sidebar,
yes,
there you go. Just make sure he's disconnected there too.
Okay, I don't see him.
Welcome everybody. Yep. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. And thank you for being with us to welcome in 2023. It's going to be a great year. And thank you for your patience with technical stuff. We're trying to get all fancy, and that's what happens. Mm-hmm. And thank you for your patience with technical stuff.
Oh, no,
we're trying to get all fancy, and that's what happens.
Okay, I took him back out. Okay.
No, it's still get all fancy, and that's what happened.
Okay, I took him back out. Michael, go ahead and mute.
No, it's still all fancy. Yeah, because they're saying, are we checking stream from another platform? No.
What does that mean?
Well, like, are we coming in from Zoom or are we coming in from another platform?
No.
So I don't know, but Mike seemed to be having a little bit of problem with his. Diana's saying,
Okay.
I'm on YouTube and want to be on Zoom.
Oh, no, Diane, you're on YouTube. You're
That's
live.
where
We're
you
live.
watch it, is on YouTube.
That's where you watch it. Yeah, you're good. And if you want to put any questions in, you put it in the chat on
Yep,
YouTube.
it's live chat.
Yeah, and it comes to Restream. And
Or, as we call it on Halloween, rescream. We're taking Mike out. It's all this feminine power is what it is.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Rev Ned, him and I, we did have a little bit of problem with that. It was something with his dealio.
Okay. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, Rev Ned, do you remember what you did? How you figured it out? Stoic J is like, Mike can hold space. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Michael, you can. Oh, he left again. All right. So let's get started then. Um, Hopefully Mike will figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let's say a blessing. Maybe that'll help. Let's say a blessing to center and bring in all the computer angels to help us with the tech. Rev Ned said he turned everything off. Okay.
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Let us pray.
Let us pray. Let's take a couple of deep breaths to help us center. Breathing in deeply. And exhaling, relaxing. And another deep cleansing breath. Exhaling, relaxing, letting go. Let's do that one more time. Deep cleansing breath. Exhaling, letting go. Bring our thoughts present. Yeah. And we ask and we pray, dear Mother, Father, Creator, all that is, source of everything, pure love, pure light. And we ask that you bless this gathering tonight. And we ask that you help bring us all together in all the endeavors that we wish to take part in tonight. We are going to bring in and welcome in the new year, 2023, together and create a beautiful, beautiful energy to lift us up, help lift up the planet, and release. First, we're going to release anything that no longer serves, do this on a personal basis and a collective basis, and then bring in what we would like to bring in for the coming year and beyond. And we ask all our guides, our angels, all the masters that are with us, and we invite you in to join us, hmm, our ancestors. And we ask that you help us sit in love and light. And we also ask the angels of technology to help us have a event tonight that is free of any technical difficulties. We ask that you fix whatever is going on with Michael's computer, with his and what he has going on, and anything else that might go array, go aside. We ask that you help us to fix all that. Michelle, Paulina, anything you'd like to say?
I'd just like to invite in all of the ones who are of the Sacred House of One and the Holy Unisite, Indigo Star Seeds, all of the beautiful beings of true love and true light. Just gather around us. Bless everybody who's here, everybody who listens to this later. Bless Paulina and Sharon and Mike and myself. And we're just so grateful to be here. We just say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And um, I welcome in all the beings from the other realms who are um, light energy frequencies, who are curious, who may be helping and assisting in any way, who each of them come with each of us, those of us who are doing what we're doing now, and also those who may be watching it from their own living rooms, that we all work together to create this space. And it seems very fitting to me, given where we're moving into in 2023, that we're having a bit of a hiccup as we move into the higher, lighter frequencies. So, this is perseverance in its truest form, and how we can come together to create light and harmony when we focus and work together in all sorts of situations.
Mhm.
Amen. It is so.
Thank you. So it is. Abracadabra, as it is spoken, so it is done.
Okay. So Mike says he's downloading Google Chrome. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that might be part of the problem.
Yeah. Strange.
Ooh, I'm getting chills. Yeah. The Chrome was part of the problem.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Lisa, oh my gosh. So again, we just want to welcome everybody back. Jeanette just popped on. What a great stream, you guys.
Yeah.
Ow,
Yeah.
let's do this 2023 thing.
Okay. Yeah. Back to welcoming everyone. Thank you for being here, everyone. Wow. 2023 already. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
So good.
Mhm. So what I thought would be fun, and we all of us here talked about this, is to, and very helpful too, is to think about what we would like to release with love and let go of that no longer serves. And so let's think about that as we sit here and connect and talk about maybe what we are grateful for 2022, and what we would like to release, perhaps. Good idea. And if you don't have anything close, for those out in the audience, if you don't have anything near you to burn something safely, of course, like I need to say that, or shred something to release, that when you write down what you want to release, it's so it's just, it feels so good to be able to burn something. I didn't realize I was a pyro until I moved back to Oregon and started burning things. I'm like, oh, it feels so good to burn. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah. In Texas, we didn't do a lot of that.
And sometimes, too, when we're asked to burn something or write something down that takes us to letting go of something, we're not sure what it is we want to let go of, or we can't think of anything. That's okay too. And you can just say, anything that I can't think of, the things that maybe aren't in my awareness at the moment, I can place them into that smoke, that fire, that list. And even if you have a blank piece of paper that's unknowable, in the runes there's the blank rune, which is the unknowable, it is forming, we can still burn that. And I'm going to, in honor of all of us who may have that thing, I'm going to burn that right now, for all the unknowables that we just don't know, that we may need to bring in or need to let go of. And for me, the unknowable is always, if I can get the match to work, is always from a foundation of love. So the love and the foundation of love, and welcoming that in, and anything. Oh gosh, I'm going to create a fire in my home.
There's a lot
Obviously
of
needed to let
unknowables
go of a
there.
lot of unknowables. Okay, so wow.
That is all those things that just don't serve our highest good, that maybe we just don't know about.
I'm going to put it over here so I
Woo,
don't
look
create
at
fire
that.
on my computer. There we go. Oh, one more bit there.
Burn.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yay. Goodbye.
Yay.
Yes.
Bye.
Released with love.
Release with love and
Absolutely.
into the love. Into
Stab
the
it out
love
of
of all
here.
of His.
Get it out.
Look
Oh,
at look at Michelle's unicorn head. She turned into a unicorn for tonight.
just call me Stabby.
We
Daddy.
don't see we don't see your full unicorn horn. Can you show us, please? Oh, God, I love that. Okay.
I know I sit too tall. My computer. If I do it like this, you see behind
Yeah,
the screen.
we wouldn't be able to see you at the
Pay
screen.
no attention to the stuff behind the screen. Yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Paulina. That was so beautiful. The unknowables. Thank you, Rev Ned, and everybody here.
Yes,
Everybody
and
here, you know.
we haven't gone around and introduced ourselves, have we? There might be some people
No.
here who don't know all of us. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
And
Uh,
also while we're doing that, whichever, wherever you're at, make sure that you're subscribing to our YouTube channels too, because that helps us to be able to get more of our good mojo out into the world. So make sure you're subscribing, and also, you get notified if you do the little notification bell, you get notified and we go on. Each of us do YouTube shows. Sharon and I have a show that we do, well, every week, not always live, but there's stuff coming on all the time. And I'm live 2 or 3 times a week. And Paulina, we're going to get her on there.
mhm.
So make
You
sure
Michelle
may
is
regret that.
Michelle is trying to talk me into going live every week.
and she's like, ah. It's what happens when one Virgo is trying to pull another Virgo along. It's an interesting dance. It's like, come on. She's like, no. Okay. Well, no. But okay. But okay, we don't have. But come on. It's a cute little dance we do because we're both innovative and creative and stubborn and like super advanced, but still in our little, oh, I'm not sure. So it's so
Yeah,
good.
totally. When you get get as old as I am, change is a big deal. So
I
Yeah, it
did
is.
have a thought of something I would be happy to talk about, and maybe the rest of us could talk about while we're waiting for Mike to come in, and that's about shadow. Because one of the things that you put for this event is about the shadow, and I think there's a lot of confusion for people. Hello, he's back. There's a lot of confusion for people about what shadow is and how to work with that. And now he's here, maybe we'll do that a bit later. But that I thought that might be something that we could do as well.
Mhm.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow's always an issue. And
Mhm.
the interesting thing about shadow, just like the monsters in our mind, sometimes when you turn around and just face them, they're never as bad as you think they're going to be.
Oh,
The
yeah.
monsters are never as scary as you think you're going to be. Sometimes we need to just stop and say, all right, let's talk. Let me
Yeah,
see what you are.
yeah,
Let's have a powwow in the here and now and
Mhm.
see how it
yeah.
happens.
And the word shadow really came from psychotherapy and or psychoanalysis with Jungian and Freud,
Yeah.
and so with the days of pop psychology, where everybody has a little bit more information about the psychological terms. I mean, I studied psychology and art
Mhm.
therapy and counseling and various other psychotherapies. So, shadow and left brain and right brain stuff, all that kind of thing is really something that I'm quite familiar with. But um, Jung kind of talked about it from the point of view of the unknown within us and
Yeah.
the unowned and the unacknowledged aspects of ourselves as individuals, and then as the community, the collective unconscious that we're part of. So our own individual unconscious and then the collective unconscious. And even if we're really clear about the way our own shadow represents in our own lives, we may still be experiencing and feeling the strong effects of the collective unconscious shadow, that unexpressed, unowned, unwanted aspects.
Yeah.
And Freud talked a lot about it from the point of view of as a metaphor for melancholia, which I think is also really interesting because the things that we don't know in ourselves and we don't own in ourselves can definitely contribute to that feeling of melancholia. or depression or anxiety, as we now talk about things in that way. So whatever we're doing in our lives to bring more light in starts to release and open up and help us identify those aspects of ourselves that we either don't like, we don't want, or we're not having a bar off, thank you very much, off you go, you're gone. But the point is to integrate them and embrace them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
And
we
that
heal.
that
Welcome back,
is.
Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, it
Ooh,
was
it
quite
sounds
interesting
good.
because I shut everything down and I could still hear you guys playing on my computer. And there was no Firefox, there was nothing open. I don't know what that was. So I,
We are haunting you. Okay.
yeah, I shut the whole computer down and restarted it. So
Wow, that's
it's working.
crazy. Okay, good. Okay. All right.
All
So
right.
we were going to do some introductions, which you haven't done yet.
All
For
right.
anybody out there that does not know about us, I'll start. I am Sharon Sananda Kumara. I'm in the Portland, Oregon area and service as a psychic medium, hypnotherapist, and YouTuber, and just love to just love to have fun and do the things that I love to do, and in service to people who. I also teach metaphysical courses and classes, and I just love life. Once you're doing what you are meant to do, then life can't get any better,
Right.
in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Paulina, would you like to go next?
Sure. Um, well, my name's Paulina, also known as the Earth Whisperer, and that's the name of my website. Well, it links into two names of a website, but let's say I'm the Earth Whisperer. So I've had a lot of different things that I do, and I kind of combine them together and teach people about the earth energies, teach people about cosmic and galactic forces and how to be a cosmic galactic being while still being fully human and connected and healing, and teach you about the love vibration that I really fully got a well, when I say got a full handle on it, I think it's a lifetime journey, but certainly got a real opening to the Love Foundation during the near death experience that I had many years ago. And that for me is the foundation of everything that I do and everything that I encourage people to focus on, because that's the push to this collective conscious awakening that we're experiencing. So whether I'm working as a medium or a clairvoyant or a psychotherapist or an artist, an art therapist, or working with animals as a communicator, whatever it is, there's lots of things. You can find them on my website, earthwhisper.com. Whatever it is, it's always about love and enlightenment from an awakening point of view as the foundation of it all.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Michelle?
Hi there. I am Michelle Ambergy, the Awakener, one of many, and you guys are all awakeners too. And that's why you're here. So we are all here. This is so wonderful. I work as an intuitive life coach, hypnotherapist. I got all that stuff going on. I think everybody here, if we were to combine all of our skills and tools and certificates and degrees, we would be like, we'd have a university of our own. And it's so wonderful. We're all so, and we're here not just as people, it's like, oh, I've got a gift. Like we're all educated and trained and studied in what we do, and that really makes a difference. It really ups the game, if you will, in the intelligence and the purity of what you guys are getting here. And on top of it, we're all love centered, right? That's what 2023 is about. It's about getting into that love center. It's finding that space within us where love is and connecting into that, because it may be a little bit crazy. It's been a little crazy the last couple of years, may continue that way. But if we are centered in our own inner beingness, when we are um, in that love space, that pure love space within, everything that we go through, we can write it out much calmer, much sweeter. And so I have the Conscious Living Academy on my website, michelleambergy.com, where you'll find all kinds of good stuff. I've got programs, I've got classes I sell on my website. I am a YouTuber too, and I'm growing my YouTube thing. I'm learning all this stuff. I'm learning to tell everybody, subscribe, hit the bell. And so it's super fun. And I'm always dragging all my friends with me. So I'm so happy to be here. I love you guys. Look at all these wonderful people. Thank you guys. Happy New Year, and really enjoy the show today because this is going to be fun. You've got love here, heading your way. Open up and soak it up. My ears
Okay,
have ascended.
Paulina, someone mentioned that Lisa mentioned that it was hard to hear you. Can you do
So
the?
I've tried to turn it up, and
That
I'm
sounds
going to speak a lot louder than I tend to.
that
So
sounds
is that
good.
helpful? Good.
Yes.
Let's ask. Okay, Lisa, is that better? Okay, well, while we're waiting for Lisa, Mike, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Mike Dinkle. I'm a channel for divine energy, whether that's healing, psychic abilities, mediumship, channeling, any number of things that I do. And I really enjoy being that channel. And you can find out more about me at mikedinkle.com. And I'm happy to be here.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, Lisa, you said that sounds better. Thank you. Alrighty. Okay,
Yeah.
Paulina, good. All right, so we were talking about maybe saying a couple things about what we enjoyed about 2022. I would go ahead, Michelle.
Karen, we were going to have everybody also. We burned what's going out, but what do we want to bring in? Can we have everybody in the chat put in the chat what they want to bring in?
Okay, so we haven't burned what we wrote down to that we want to release yet.
Oh, we're going to burn that. Okay.
We're going to do that first.
Never mind.
Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to acknowledge 2022 first, and then burn, and then release it. Does that make any sense? Am I
Don't
making
mess
any
with me, man.
Okay, I keep that horn away from me. Okay, I know. Actually, I gotta be honest, Michelle, that horn doesn't look very threatening.
No.
It's not really meant to be.
Okay.
It's more like love and
It's
like a
whimsical.
pet. I'm really petting you with my horn.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm glad it's working. Thank you for letting me
Yes,
know.
it is working. So I thought maybe we could, and everyone's welcome to put in the chat also what they would like to release or acknowledge about 2022. And then we'll move on to burning what we would actually want to release. And it doesn't have to be about 2022, but just in our life, basically. Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to go ahead, Paulina.
No, you. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. You go.
No, I don't want. No, don't be quiet. Go ahead.
I was just thinking in relation to 2022 and the year that's gone on, and there's a lot gone on in this year. That is for sure. There are big changes happening, and there are always things, even when we're filled with light, that we can experience to grow and change from. And sometimes people kind of think that when you're at a certain frequency, it's all love and light and nothing happens, but we're always growing, we're also always changing. And part of what's happened in the last number of years is the opportunity for each of us to fully recognize that. And one of the things that I've really liked about what's happened in 2022 is people are talking about things in different ways. I notice there's like almost like a new rush or a new wave of people having interest in things, people who've been on their path and their journey for a long time are now realizing the things that they haven't attended to, and they're really wanting to attend to those in a new way. So I'm having a lot of people connecting with me who've been on their path for a long time, who really want to clear their DNA. They want to look at trauma that they've never been able to look at before or wanted to. They want to learn how to be a better medium or a better past life therapist or a better whatever it is they're doing in their own thing. And I think that's fantastic because that's also that recognition that we're more than our bodies, that we're more than our minds. The earth frequencies are elevating consistently. She's been doing this for thousands of years and millennia, but more and more people are starting to realize that we live on a beautiful, bounteous, glorious, alive body and that we are all interconnected. And so, from that point of view, that's exciting. And the realms between the worlds are becoming more easy to transition to for people, which is sometimes frightening for people, but it's also really wondrous that everybody is now more and more capable of accessing different realms. And while that's all wonderful, what it also means is that we are becoming more and more aware of that which is not appropriate for who we are. And so, while that may seem like that's a non blessing, I think that's a great blessing because it's about becoming the best we can be, the truest aspect of love and soul that we are. And that will continue on, not just in 2023, but for years to come. But I've definitely seen that. And the earth is happy. She's growing, flowing, and changing, and all the animals are moving. So I'm delighted by that as well.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Michelle?
keep I keep feeling this year is really going to be the year of authenticity. And it's not about honesty. A lot of people think authenticity is being honest, and that is part of it, integrity. But it's really getting to know ourselves, getting to know our true selves deep within. And it does require, like Paulina is saying, the shadow work, but it also requires remembering who we are as sacred and holy beings, that we are truly sacred and holy, and remembering to connect up with that. Because when we remember, because we have been very programmed to forget, we've got distractions and all kinds of stuff going on. When we really begin to remember who we are, we also begin to realize that the shadow and the hard things that we've been through and the things that we struggle with don't have that big of a hold on us, because we remember that we're truly holy and divine beings. We begin to remember our power and our strength and our importance and our value. And we begin to remember that those things are illusions, they're delusions that we have created around us that we no longer need to play in, right? But we still need to look at them. We still need to be aware of it. We can't all be all, oh, love and light. You know, the darkness is real and we need to look at it. But remembering who we are, remembering our authentic, sovereign, sacred selves is so important. And so I hold all of you in that. I hold you like in my mind. I see all the people, all of life, and just hold it up in that light and that remembrance of the sacred divine that is within. So many of the great teachers who have come before us have said, you know, the kingdom of heaven is within, God is within, I am that I am. It's all in here. And as we do that, we'll remember that we really are sacred and holy. And those shadows, those matrices, right? Those holograms of those things that make living a little bit of a struggle begins to fall away. And I think this year is really the year of that authentic connection. And so I'm super excited, super excited.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
very well said.
Thank you. Mike?
For me, this year was about uh, letting go of a lot of things. Um, and that is a process, you know, to grow into and to learn and to experience and grow from. Um, had some incredible experiences helping people to understand that they're more than what they see in the mirror, that they are divine beings that are inside a human body. I mean, it's just been incredible. Several people were, as I would call, awakened to what they were. One lady that I was working with after working on her chakras, this angel rose up out of her body and stepped back. And I'm like, whoa. And, here's this huge angel. And she said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm balancing your chakras in your body. And she looks down and says, my body. Oh, yeah, my body. Oh, my gosh. Now I remember, and it was remembering, the angel was remembering that she had come into Earth with this body. And gosh, the tears were just streaming down my face. My shirt was all wet with tears. And it was just incredible to work with her and talk with her and see her recognize the body and being able to help the body as well. And many experiences like that this year. People are awakening in many different ways. And awakening to me is a broad term. It's not just becoming conscious, becoming spiritual, it's all of that. So it's been a wonderful year.
Beautiful. For me, personally, yeah, and I would say that 2022 was a year of expansion when it comes to new connections for me with my galactic family, and remembering my going deeper within myself and uncovering more memories of who I am on a much deeper level, deepening my connection with my spirit team, Yeshua, um, whew, um, my God self, yeah, and all of that. That's what 2022 was for me. And on a broader basis, I did see more people, like you said, Mike, waking up, and and to me, waking up is just realizing who we are. That we're so much more than our physical body, our physical life, and being able to see things from a different perspective, a perspective that was hidden from us, perhaps, or that we've forgotten for a long time. And so I saw 2022 as definitely a year of profound deepening and awakening at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, people really are waking up. It's so exciting.
Yes.
The language across the board, even mainstream kind of stuff, the languaging is using more awakened languaging, which is really fun too.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. So Diane said everything froze. We're not frozen, are we? Are we frozen? Okay.
No?
Now she may have froze.
Am I frozen?
She may
Lots of
be in that Midwest right now that's all frozen.
no. Diane's here in Portland. I know Diane. She's here in Portland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Of course, it is cold outside. Lisa says they're an orb by Sharon's left arm.
There looks
Could
like a whole bunch of them, but I think it's your
yeah.
background.
It's my background. It's my orby background. A lot of releasing, a lot of affirmations of releasing. That's awesome. So why don't we do that? Looking good, RevNed says. Okay.
Yeah.
We could see and hear you just fine. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. How about if we do our burning?
Let's burn it. I'm going to do a
And
little
we'll
bit of
give
sage
everyone,
again.
hi, Terry. Yes. And give everyone a chance to write down what they want to, if they haven't already, write down what they want to release to the universe.
Oh, Carissa, you're so sweet. Thank you for being here. We have such wonderful people here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is some
And-
powerful stuff.
And some of the things that people are writing about what they want to release, I'm going to share without your name, so it's private, but releasing love, stinking, thinking, fear, lethargy, resentment. Um, oh, someone else wants to bring in confidence and growth. Someone else wants to release grief and fear of change, let go of grief and bringing in alignment, releasing fear and procrastination, releasing anger, releasing all forms and manifestations of lack, letting out anger and letting in light. And there's lots of things that are on a similar resonance, but it's delightful that we can be together to assist each other in the releasing of these powerful things that we feel are time to let go of and surrender back to the love and light of the universe.
Definitely, definitely.
This is
So
so magical. Once you get technology cooperating,
I know, right?
it's so cool.
Right? Grief. Okay, grief is a huge one. Grief is big. Grief is
Yeah,
big. Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
So,
Diane, you see a
Diane,
frozen screen. There, it might be your. Well, you're still chatting. It might be your device,
yeah, a
your
lot of
internet or something.
times, ooh, wow, this thing got super smoky, releasing all of that stuff we were letting go of.
So let's
And
just say a little affirmation. Okay, she refreshed her screen, also left and came back. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Diane. I'm sorry. Well, at least you can chat with us. It might be your internet service.
Yes.
So, how about an affirmation? What I like to say, and everyone can say whatever they like, is I release everything that I've written on this paper and more, and the unknowns. Thank you, Paulina, to the universe, to Mother, Father, Creator, whoever would like to take it from me in the highest planes on high. Release it from me, and I release it with love, for it no longer serves me.
Mhm.
amen. So it is.
And so it is.
Awesome. Paulina, you want to release? You did so much before. Do you have things
Well,
that you
yeah,
want to release for
I
yourself?
did all the unknown. Well, what I feel tempted to do is for the I live in an area where there has been a lot of grief around for a lot of people this last year. There were major earth events and major traumas for people. And so that's been a big part of people's lives where I am. And there's a lot of people who've mentioned it here. So I've written in big letters grief and loss with big hearts. So I'm going to put that and release that. And for all of us, here and anywhere on the planet and anywhere in the cosmos who are just really feeling the effects of grief and loss from this lifetime, from other lifetimes, from future lifetimes, any time zone at all. Here we go. I've lit the match. The matches don't seem to want to light very well today. There's too much fire around. Ah, see, I'll persevere with that. It's the watery grief that's stopping it. You guys go, and I'll just keep going with that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to release
Got it.
everything that is connected with any kind of abuse or misuse of humanity, of life in any way, shape, or form, especially our children. Whatever
Wow.
that is that's going
Thank
on,
you. Thank
I
you. Thank
call for that to be released right here, right now, with the full power of I am and that holy presence that is the only presence that is truth within each and every one of us. And I just claim that the abuse of life is over now. I'm so done with it.
Our home. So it may be from now on forever.
And so it
Abracadabra.
is
Yeah.
forever
So
and ever.
thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
So I'd like to let go of fear. And I do that by asking my higher self to please release all my fear based thoughts. And I even have post its in my car and on my walls to remind me uh, when I pull up to a stoplight and it's red, I'll say, beloved higher self, please release my fear based thoughts. and it's helped me a tremendous amount. So letting go of fear.
Awesome.
So it is.
Wonderful. As it is spoken, so it is done. Also, I want to add in, and Christy, thank you so much. Releasing generational trauma, so not just what is now, but all trauma, past, present, and future, and generational. The Native Americans teach that everything you do affects your family 7 generations ahead. And so we just want to clear forward and backward 7 generations, for all of us, all of life, and not just here on this planet, all of life throughout the cosmos. We're going big this time, you guys.
That's right.
Great.
There's another thing too within that releasing generational trauma and personal trauma, fear, and grief and anxiety, which I think is really valuable. And releasing it is so amazing, and it comes in waves, doesn't it? We kind of,
Yeah.
because it's a watery energy, so we feel it, and we're moving into 2023 as a watery energy. And Neptune is around. It's the energies of and frequencies of Neptune. So as you experience the releasing, let the waves flow. And sometimes we don't have words for them. Sometimes we don't have even a profound or even a limited understanding of exactly what we're feeling and experiencing. But just letting that go, and also being willing to let it be in you if it needs to be, because this is that aspect of shadow. Sometimes when we begin to recognize that something has happened, we say, I don't want this anymore. And sometimes an inner battle starts because we're focusing on getting rid of something instead of allowing it to move and do its thing in the recognition of integration happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes we need to be willing to sit in the pain, because a lot of times, and I know I'm so guilty of this, it's like, ow, 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 no, make it stop. How do I make it stop? Make it stop. And sometimes we have to sit in the pain. And
Yeah,
but
that's
that's
not
where the
easy.
growth is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you ride the waves in the pain, don't you? And like if you ever watch surfers, there can be some great control on those waves, but there can be some complete wipeouts on those waves.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly how grief works. Some days you just ride it, and and trauma, you just know you've got it,
Yeah.
and you're doing it. Another day, it's like you're flat on your back almost with that intensity of it.
Yeah.
And all of those things are exactly what's meant to be in that moment. There's no right or wrong way to release and heal all those things. They just need to be done as they need to be done.
Yeah.
And they
Very.
need to be done.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what's so important. This last about week, I gave myself permission to not have to do anything. Nothing. If I don't feel like doing, if it doesn't make me happy, I'm not doing it. Well, I was cruising along and I was like, this is good. I could do this. And about third day in, shadows started showing up. And I was doing meditation and I got done meditating. I'm like, oh, this is so wonderful. And all of a sudden it was like, boom, boom. And I felt, and I went, oh man, I know that. And I just started crying. I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was feeling. Oh, I'm getting chills. I didn't know what was happening, but I just had to cry. And then I stopped crying. And it was like I just had to feel, and there was no words. There was no thought, coherent thought. There were thoughts, but no coherent thought around what was happening. And I just had to sit there and just be in this pain. And as long as I was fighting it and questioning it and getting my mind involved, and what is this? Is it bad? Am I going to die? Those thoughts were coming up. The anxiety started coming up. Oh my God, it's a demon. It's a monster. And as soon as I just went, no, 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 it's okay. I'm safe. My little thing I do with my inner child is I hug my inner child. It's okay. We're safe. As soon as I stopped struggling and I started reminding myself I'm okay, it all began to disengage. The pain began to release. And I started being able to be like, oh, okay, I can breathe. I'm okay. Hey, I'm okay. I'm good. You know, yay, we did it. But whoa, sometimes that stuff comes out of nowhere and the brain cannot wrap itself around it. And it can be scary. It can be really scary. But if you sit there in it, remind yourself that you're okay, you can make a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Well,
got a little
wonderful.
anxiety
Yeah.
talking about it.
Well done for keep going.
Sometimes that happens when we bring those memories up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
might be a little more to
beautiful.
clear out too, huh?
Yeah.
There's always more, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Always.
It's a
Okay.
journey.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's not fun, but it's definitely worth all the effort. It is
Yeah,
definitely worth all the effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for every part of us that wants to meet God or meet spirit, whatever form, whatever name we give them, there's more of them that wants
yeah,
us. And so
yeah,
it's like it just becomes this divinity within and the divinity without, and more of them feel that ability to come and help us because we're opening the barriers, we're opening to releasing, and so they're more and more present and helping us in every moment.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
that
Yes,
raising
I
that
agree.
frequency, being able to work it at higher frequencies, literally like a radio.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We turned that. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of new stations.
Yep. And
Right?
that's a good
And
point,
they're
isn't
so
it?
much better.
Because within the new stations is often when we feel that we have something from the past, we replay the same station.
Yeah,
We make sure it's the same frequency. There's the same people that are involved who caused it or who were blistering us or we were blistering ourselves, whatever we've been doing. So it's like, yeah, and those new frequencies, you start to release it in another way that doesn't keep going back to the same old patterns, the same old traumas, the same old people.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
comfortable for us. That's why we do it because it's comfortable.
Mm.
Yep.
Comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's so
Definitely.
let's this is awesome. So welcome back, Diane. I'm glad you're back. I see and hear you now. Yay. So let's move on to perhaps if you want, write down what you'd like to bring in for the new year and moving forward and just spend a couple minutes with that and then we could say a little affirmation. You could say it to yourself or out loud how we want to let the universe knows what we would like to bring in for the new year. Write our own book, so to speak.
Yes.
Money. Da 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 da.
Oh, Pink Floyd. Let's bring in some Pink Floyd. Yeah. Um, Diane, who? You.
Okay? Good, good, good. I was just checking to make sure we are on
Yeah.
live. This is so cool.
Yes, we
I
are.
love Restream.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm being self-appointed moderator.
Good. Wait, I hear an echo.
Didn't do it. I was
Okay.
shuffling.
Okay. That was it.
It's ASMR.
ASMR. What's ASMR?
All right.
Okay.
This is so good, you guys. Also, just reminding you guys, make sure that you subscribe and hit that reminder, whatever YouTube you're YouTubing.
Diane, I want to release typos. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Do it now. Now. It's released. I love you, Diane. Okay. So, are we ready?
We
Yeah.
are. So as we release, I'm going to use a little Palo Santo.
So we're bringing in now,
So while we're, that's what I meant.
bringing in,
That's what I
right?
said.
I think so. That's what you said. That's what you meant. Yeah. Palo Santo, perfect. Right, Diane?
You got the seal of, this is so good. Again, absolutely put in the chat
Mm-hmm.
what you guys want to bring in, because that's one of the first steps to manifestation, or first couple of steps. Make a choice and use your voice.
Use your voice. Write it down. Say it.
When in
Think it.
doubt, scream it out.
Scream it out. Right to the mountaintops, to the rooftops, the
Yeah.
mountaintops.
There you go.
Let
Mm-hmm.
the fire of manifestation be lit within all of us.
Okay.
And the breath of God, bring it into manifestation.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, breathing that in.
Hmm. All of the angels of creation, bringing it in. Thank you, guys. Mm. And you know what's really cool with all this too? As each of us place our manifestation desires and our hopes and our dreams together, we just lift the collective.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting that in there, and there's so many people that don't ask for themselves, that don't know that they can. And so because we are all one, we bring that and to help that for others too. So we
Yeah.
super, super duper appreciate when you guys do write it down in the chat, because
Yeah.
that brings that out again too.
One thing I've realized, sorry to interrupt, Michelle. One thing I've realized is that when we, with manifesting and creating our life, co-creating, is the more detailed we are and the more of a plan we have set out, the easier it is for the universe to give us our plan, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so, like I want to be rich, or I want to find true love or something like that, or I want anything that's kind of nebulous is difficult. What I've found is, is doesn't it's just too broad for the universe to it takes a lot of energy to bring all this to help us to co-create. So I found that what I do is I have a manifestation journal and I write down my plan for how I want to get to what I want to manifest. And that helps it gives the universe a roadmap
Right.
to
Yeah.
help me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's important.
Yeah. And
Very
one of the
nice.
things that's important to do too is when you are trying to manifest, remember that we need to be at the frequency of what we're trying to manifest. So we need to spend some time using the magnificent tool of spirit called the imagination to really put ourselves in those situations and feel what it would feel to have the perfect partner. What would that feel like? And if
Yeah.
you don't think you know what it is, imagine, create that energy of what you want it to be. What do you want that perfect partner to feel like to you? It's not always about what are they going to look like, what's it going to be, but what does that feel like for you? Because our body are we're like we broadcast out into the world. So when body, mind, and soul is all working together and we're on that frequency and we're in that space where it's like, oh my God, this is what I wanted to feel like. This is what it's going to feel for me. We're broadcasting that out into the frequencies of creation, into that morphogenic field. And that's that missing piece of manifestation is the feeling part. And when we can do that, so all of you guys, everything you're putting in there, take some time to feel what that's going to feel like when you have that wonderful home that you want to bring in, or just that feeling of feeling perfect and whole in the very moment that you're in every moment, and spend a little bit of time in there, because that's going to make it juicy and good, and that's going to bring that manifestation in quicker and sooner too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only that, but visualization is very helpful too.
Hmm.
There
Yes.
because our subconscious know the difference between what we are envisioning and what's in our mind's eye and what we're projecting. So our subconscious and our unconscious will bring through what we are focusing on in our mind's eye.
Yeah. And it's not just the mind that does it.
Mm-mm.
It's
Right.
No,
everything, every aspect of
right.
us. And they're starting to find out that the DNA also broadcasts,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So the
Yes, yeah.
DNA is broadcasting and receiving. And so in every single cell within our body, we're broadcasting and receiving. And so it's so important to have literally physical resonance with what you're trying. But we do that through the imagination, through the mind. So it's all working together. It's so beautiful and
It
wonderful.
is.
And a lot of it is just being in a good space, right?
And
Being
if
in
you're,
that happy space and bringing herself there.
yes.
Oh, kitty
And
cat.
if you're wanting to create or bring in a partner, companion, it's
Mike's
also
available.
a
No,
good,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no, I'm taken. Sorry.
He's saying
But
We're going to clone him. So
you
good.
want to make room for them. So make room in the closet for their clothes when they arrive. Make room on the bed for them, and make room in the drawers, your chest of drawers, for their items. Um, and that way you're building on the manifestation, not only with your thoughts and your ideas, but also in the physical form as well.
I like that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, totally.
We
So
have some
Perry
great. Ooh,
Perry
Sharon and I
wants to
both
bring
were looking at the same thing.
Perry, are you here? The Perry I know? Perry under Kathy. Is this you, Perry? I haven't talked to Perry in ages. If this is the Perry I know.
Yeah, look at
Um,
all these wonderful things in the chat that people want to bring
Yes,
in. My
very
gosh.
nice.
One thing that I did before we gathered earlier was to pull three cards. I use I have a set of Soul Whispers cards that I created, took pictures of, did the artwork for, etc. And
Oh, beautiful.
I did it for the collective because I think it's always really, what's our, as individuals, what are we experiencing, but also what is the collective. And there were three cards that came through, and they're often three because it's the immediate past or current, then the next stage, and then the 3 month to 6 month future. And they resonate with what each of you have said. So I thought it would be okay to share them now. And so this first one is connection. And what you were saying about DNA and connecting in, and how that goes out. The indigenous cultures and the spiritual masters throughout history have known how deeply connected we are to absolutely everything in the cosmos. And this picture here, I took at a place that is an Aboriginal site in Australia, and there was a rainbow in the background, which you probably can't see. But it's all about remembering in every moment that we are actually connected. We're not separate. We're not alone. We're
Right.
not without friends. We're not without beings on the other side. Those times when we feel sometimes that our most lost and lonely is when all those beings are helping and all our loved ones are doing what they can and respecting excuse me, respecting our boundaries at the same time. So this one says there is no separation and everything is connected. I am it and it is me. I am all that is. So
Beautiful.
from really allowing that sense of connection of yourself to begin to manifest, the next thing we start to focus on is healing.
Mhm.
And I took this picture at a very sacred site, the Chalice Well in Glastonbury. And there we are with water because we're healing our watery unconscious aspects. And the Vesica Pisces on that is very much a symbol of beginnings, when two cells split and then we begin the process of sacred geometry, so new beginnings. And this says, I am open to healing on all levels of my being, from events in this life, past lives, and all current situations. And then the next one that the collective is going to be focusing on this year, sorry, one more, is hidden depths.
Ooh, yeah.
And I took this picture at a lake, and it's a section of a bigger picture, and the reflections from the sky to the water were just that beautiful, where you get almost like the Devic energies looking at you in the water line. Beautiful. And so, but then what's under the water? What's under this beauteous part of us that we sometimes hide? We don't
Right.
want people to see even our light. We prefer them to see the shiny, glamorous bit that we prepare for the world to see.
Yeah.
I am awakening to the depths of my unconscious. Each day I cleanse my shadow and embrace the truth of who I am.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And it's also the as above, so below,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
Awesome.
It's that
yeah,
remembering that we are truly divine. We
absolutely.
are created of the one true light, the one true love, whatever. And there's no word for it. We call it God, but so many of us have the God thing. It's like this vengeful dude on a cloud, just with the lightning bolt, just waiting to get us, right? It's not
Right.
God. God is love. It
Yes.
is that unified field that we all are a part of. It's so good.
Very good.
Oh, how cool. Look at that. Oh, I was
That's
like, look
weird.
at New Earth Rising just answered.
I don't know how that happened. Okay.
That was cool. And you know
That's
what?
called bilocation.
And you're good at that.
Yeah, we all are. Okay.
It's
All right,
interesting
so
because
let's.
I had similar cards.
Oh, you want to pull some
Oh,
cards? Yes. I thought we were gonna. How about if we go to our forecasting, or are you gonna use these to go with what we were just
No,
doing?
no, I was
Okay.
actually as Paulina was talking, I was flipping cards up and it
Okay.
was the same C's.
Oh,
same thing.
Yeah, it was just exactly the same thing.
well,
Yeah.
let's see.
It's
Let's see.
we're all on the same thing here. All of us here.
Mhm.
So Perry, we love Perry. Perry, Perry, Perry.
Yes. Not this Perry that I know, but thank you for being here anyway, Perry. Can't have too many Perrys in your life.
We love you. You're here for a reason. Perry
That's
needed some
right.
love.
That's right. Yeah.
So good, you guys. Thank you all for being here. This is so
Mm,
much fun.
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, let's get some forecasting. However,
Some
we're gonna
forecasting,
do that.
and then we'll do cards and Q&A and whatever after that. How's that?
Sounds
To
good.
to bring us out to end. We'll do
Right.
some of that. Okay. 2023. How does that look?
Whew.
Whew. Yeah, I know.
Sharon and I, if any of you guys here have not watched Sharon and my how do I say it? Sharon and I, our
Karen and
show, New
I.
Earth Rising.
Yeah.
Some of you are coming in from that YouTube channel. Maybe we have this streaming over there too. You guys got to watch some of our shows because we get so synchronized with stuff, and we're doing stuff. It's like you did that. Oh my god, I did the same thing, and it's getting more and more and more, and we just crack up. We just like say the same thing. We had artwork we were doing. It's like, oh my god, it's the same artwork, and it's crazy.
It is
It,
crazy, and we even
it's
brought the same oracle cards to one show.
Oh
Same
my.
exact cards.
Wow.
And it was ones that neither one of us really used. It was the Jesus cards.
Hmm.
Oh
It was the
boy.
Jesus
Yeah.
cards. And it's so funny.
So
It's
Jesus was
hilarious.
saying, "Are you ever going to use these cards to both of us?"
It's like coming in from all sides. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Christy wants bringing joy, love, peace, expanding my business. Yes. Travel
2023.
more. Yes. Come see me. increase
Huh?
money,
Oh,
abundance, give myself permission to accept myself, others, self-love, and trust.
nice. And
Look at all of
trust.
this.
Hmm.
And I
So
want to say, by the holy presence I am, I grant each and every one of you your all every wish and desire that serves your best and highest good. Stab, stab. And that's how we do
ditto.
it around here.
That's right.
Stab, stab.
We
I
stab
think
it into place.
Oh,
make sure they get the point, huh? Oh boy.
Oh,
who? Okay, 2023. Who wants to start? What they see or forecast in their forecasting, in their premonitions. I don't know what you call it. I call it forecasting. Anyone want to start?
I'll start.
Okay, Mike.
So I see a lot more growth in people coming together spiritually. It's a time. It's going to be a time of change. Um, some of it will be uh, like a tornado,
mm,
and we want to stay in the center of that tornado and watch as things break down, because things will break down before they are reborn. And that's what the earth is going through, and that's what we as humans are going through. So stay in the eye of the tornado, watch as the things happen and go around. Don't get caught up in them, because they'll pull you in, and then it's hard to get back to the center. And I see, as I first started to say, a lot of people are becoming more and more spiritual and understanding their gifts. I have a lot of students lately that want help understanding these feelings that they're having, voices that they're hearing, which are, mediumship stuff and psychic abilities. And, we are all connected together. And when we're able to help those people, everybody grows. And that's what I enjoy the most, is helping people in that way. So that's my prediction.
that's awesome.
Nice, nice. Yeah. And
I'll go
Michelle, go ahead.
next.
Mhm.
I had some, and I've shared this on a couple of other shows, but I got a very, very clear message that, for one thing, this is really the year of the Great Awakening, where people begin to wake up to not just spiritual gifts, because that's awakening to who we are, but also waking up in the world and beginning to realize that the world around us is it's a hologram. It's a manufactured structure that we've been living in, and that we've kind of been guided through, that we've been programmed with, and beginning to realize that we don't have to be in that program. We don't have to be in this matrix anymore, that we can reprogram, that we can bring our own realities into reality, right? And I feel like that is a lot of what people have been going through the last couple of years. Being in that lockdown gave a lot of people space to think. And I found it kind of starting then, but beginning to realize that we really are the masters. And this is part of the awakening, and it is awakening to our gifts, awakening to our realization that we are truly, the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we have that there. But I also was shown that 2023, especially the beginning part, is going to be like the fastest, wildest roller coaster ride. And so I was like going through, and I don't like roller coasters, so I'm like, I do not like this at all, and up, and then whoosh, going down, and the twist and the turn and the round and all the crazy stuff. But we have the levers and the buttons to control that ride if we will just stay in our center, right? So it's exactly like what Mike was saying. It's going to be like a tornado. There's going to be stuff happening, structures, matrices, industries, everything is going to be shifting and changing because we are moving into a new earth paradigm, if you will, because it's what many of us came here for, that is supporting life and love and freedom and good health and authenticity and expressing our God selves in the wholeness of who we are. And so everything that isn't that does have to crumble. It does have to change. And it can be really scary if we don't know who we are and we don't know our strength and our power and our beauty, and that we do have the levers and the buttons and they're right there. But if we're on the ride and we're just flowing around and we haven't gotten any sense of self or center, it's going to be kind of crazy. But what's cool is you guys are all being drawn here, whether you're here live watching it later. You're being drawn here because you've already got an inkling that this is what it's about, and we're here to support that and to say
Yeah.
you're on the right track, because sometimes people will be like, well, I'm feeling like, but I don't know what it means. I spent the first 15 years of my spiritual, awakening being, I don't know what it is. But now it's so cool because we've got stuff like YouTube and all this stuff that we can gather together and support each other. But you guys got to remember that you are the master of what is going on. And the best place to be the captain of your ship is from the center and from the inner space. You can't do it out there because out there is really a false reality in a sense. It's real reality is within, right? When I remember when I was little and my imagination, I had huge imagination. It was like, you need to get real. You need to get real. Well, I was real. I wasn't fixated and programmed into the outer reality. And now it's like, okay, so I changed and we all did. We got programmed to the outer reality. And now it's bring it back into the inner reality. And because we're all connected collectively, especially in that highest frequency, that highest consciousness, that's where we're connected is the inner reality. It's part of that DNA broadcasting and receiving. We're all interconnected. We're in this great web of life with nature, with Mother Earth, with the animals, with the birds, with those that swim, with those that creepy crawl, with Jupiter and Mercury and the sun and the stars and oh my God, it's huge. And so get in the inner, learn to meditate. If you don't, I've got meditation stuff everywhere. YouTube, Patreon, on my website, tons of meditations, guided meditations. There's tons of them. Start learning to be in the inner. And also when I tell people to start like learning to have some quiet time in a meditation, it's not about forcing yourself to be quiet. Think of it as listening. Okay, I'm going to have my quiet meditation. So, shh, be quiet, shh, be quiet. Just listen. What do you hear? The outside? What's happening on the inside? Think of that quiet time of meditation as a listening moment for you to be able to begin to listen to yourself because you're in there. You've been talking. Start listening. There is something, someone, some being that is you that is so wise and so wonderful. You just got to listen. Listen for that. And then write it down so you don't forget. Sharon's great about journaling. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing is really learning that we're the master of that crazy roller coaster. And then the second half of the year, because I do see so many people coming into mastery, so many people really getting it, I see that the second half of the year kind of smoothing out as well. And so, it's not going to be, we're not going to be there quite yet, but there'll be enough of us masters walking that we begin to stabilize the energy too. So I hope that brings hope to everybody because it certainly brought hope to me when I saw that. Because when I saw the first part, the roller coaster, I was like, oh no. But it's like, no, no, no. It's about mastery. It's about being aware of that. So
Yeah.
thank you for letting me share that.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Um, if I may go, I
Yes.
keep writing these things
No,
down
no,
so I don't
no,
lose them. No?
no.
Okay. All right. And then
Stab,
Paulina?
stab. Bring it on,
So my mind's going
Sharona.
out. Yeah, I've been seeing 2023 as a year of, and the year of alchemy comes to mind. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. Bumpy ride. Things are like Michelle and Michael were saying, things are coming up to the surface even more quicker, faster. Things are coming up that are shadows, like we talked about before. Paulina talked about the collective shadows, the shadows of humanity that we have not. They've already been coming up that even more that we don't want to look at because the majority of humanity does not know about what has been going on beneath the surface in the darker realms of 3D, that type of thing. So, and it doesn't mean that everyone has to know, but what I'm getting is that people need we all need to help each other through this when information does come into the collective. So we need to help each other through it, and it's going to be really really hard. Um, I'm also getting, and I was communicating with Mary Magdalene this morning, and she channeled a whole bunch of information that I'm going to put in a separate video later. I haven't transcribed it yet, but to there's going to be a lot more or a lot of mind trickery, mind tricks, that type of thing, manipulation, fear. Yeah. Uh, fear. So trying to using manipulation to push fear on us again in different situations. So I do see that coming pretty strongly during 2023. And what I've was getting is that we, just like everyone's saying, Michelle and Mike, and I'm sure Paulina will say, we have to be in our center. We have to stay in our center and pay attention and recognize what is manipulation and what is our true self. Yeah, and what helps us stand within our center. Find and if we're not sure and we can't and we get knocked off our center and we because that's it's not something that to be ashamed of or anything like that, or to beat ourselves up about. When we have a support group and have a tribe that we can turn to and help us through it, that helps a lot. So highly recommend staying
Yes.
in tune with a support group during the next year and moving forward. But I feel like 2023 is really big for support, and with alchemy, with bringing to fruition as things ramp up. I see a lot of gold around us in 2023. It feels like a year of gold um, energy, uh, and so all the work that we've been doing up to now, a lot of us, the all of us beings that are back for a big reason, right? I feel like 2023 and moving forward into 2024 is going to uh, um, show a lot more or help. How do I put it? The fruits of our labor are going to come to pass in 2023 in big ways, is what I'm getting. Um, and that feels like towards the last half of the year, like you were talking about, Michelle. And but I do feel that it's going to be quite a bumpy ride, and to stay centered and do your inner work. Do your inner work always. Um, recognize recognize the mind tricks, the manipulation, recognize that, and it's everywhere.
Yes.
Also with the matrix, I keep getting that the matrix, the 3D matrix is almost, how do I put it, trans transformed into a higher matrix or a higher reality. When we give attention to fear and those types of things, it builds it back up. we put more energy in it. Yes, we are in a spiritual war. Yes, Lisa, definitely. And so we we build that 3D matrix that's based on disempowerment and fear and those types of things. We build it back up, and we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that our focus is on um, the opposite of that, which is love, of course. Yeah, and staying true to ourselves. That's what I'm getting.
Very
Yeah,
good. Thank you.
absolutely. That
Oh
was
no, we're
so
all.
good. It's
Oh,
so
I have to
true.
sneeze.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you, Lisa, for saying we really are in a spiritual war, aren't we? It's a war for our
Yes.
soul. It's a war for our
Hmm.
attention, everything that we are, energy that we send out and bring back. It's everything is vying for that. That is our soul, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
true.
totally. I do feel that there might be another pandemic in the works, that they're going to try to do that. I'm feeling that. Hopefully, that doesn't come to fruition. But I just feel like that the the dark side, whatever we want to call it, is working really, really hard to keep us enslaved.
Yeah, I would
But
agree with that.
Hell no, we won't go.
that's right,
Yeah.
Paulina.
Um, I have things that to say that will also resonate with exactly with things that you've said, but I'm probably going to say a few things that you might not agree with, and that's okay.
That's
Um,
okay. Yeah.
I saw a message from RevNed. Hi, RevNed. That it is a number seven. I was going to mention that it's a number 7 year this year, which brings its own spiritual energies. It also brings a higher frequency of the number seven. So that's a foundation for the numbering system within the old system. So this is what I find really interesting in about the things that we're talking of, that we're releasing old systems, and the calendar and the dating system that we are part of is an old system.
Yes.
And many people want all these old systems that don't work to disappear because they don't work and they've broken people and they've created dark forces and all sorts of things. But actually, the process for this awakening of our species and the awakening of every other animal being that lives on the planet, or not necessarily their awakening, because it's the humans who are the most dumb species on this planet. Um, they're also doing their jobs. And if you look around, and certainly in the last 2 years and for long before that, the animals have been just doing their thing. It's the humans that have been in panic, it's the humans that have been in disorder, and it's the humans that have been worried. And part of that is really showing us that as humans, we're the ones who've got it wrong. If there's a right or wrong, we've got it wrong. We've become so disconnected, we've become so separate from the real truth. And as
Yes.
each of you have said, things like that, and it's important to go within. And in the last 2 years, people have been spending a lot more time online than they possibly have because of the situation that's gone on. And that's also a minefield of information that we are being prompted to be really discerning about. There's a sweeping up of our collective and a sweeping up of our individual um, energy frequencies. And we need to like notice dust like we never noticed dust before in our inner sanctum of our spaces in between that we are, because every single thing that is not who we are is now a potential for a big hiccup. Previously, it was just you could manage it, but now we're getting these, just the smallest, tiniest thing becomes the potential for the big hiccup. If we keep looking outside ourselves for the answers, which is what humanity does, that's part of how the left brain awareness of the world has developed itself, so that we now look for science, or we look for government departments, or the people who know, whomever they may be, for the answers. And so what's happening is the inner self, the inner tuition, the inner intuition has not been used as well as it could be. I'm convinced that, and my guides are too, that if we had developed this already as a collective species, we would not have had what's happened in the last 2 years, because everybody would have known within themselves what to do, how to manage it, how they were going to move ahead, and they would have been in complete self-responsibility. So apparently I said something to
Sorry.
somebody like. So when I look at around me, and I've been speaking at conferences for decades, and in all sorts of levels of about all sorts of parts of consciousness and awakening, all of those fields have been hijacked, and they have been hijacked in order to trip us up about recognizing who we are and what our love foundation is. So this year is about sweeping up. It's about recognizing the polarization that's gone on in the last few years, where arguments have happened, opinions have become big, blaming and shaming is huge. So every time you hear a blaming or shaming in yourself, or you experience it from someone else, drop into the love foundation, because the way forward is to be in the love foundation in every way. I personally don't align with the concept of spiritual war, because I think war is another left brain thing. It's like spirituality is not a war. Spirituality is a development of the love foundation within us. And I don't want to create war in any sense, shape, or other. And I think all my guides are saying, no, enough of the separation, enough of the non-loving aspect of ourselves. Everything, if we look outside ourselves, and particularly if we go to the media, or we go to movies, or we go to documentaries, all of those things are part of the plan that have been really to keep us distracted. And that distraction has worked incredibly well. And we, as a species, are now so distracted we cannot recognize the truth when it comes and smacks us in the face. And that's sad. And so grief comes up as well, that we've stepped away from the truth of who we are, because every single person I've ever worked with, every single person I've ever spoken with, every single person knows on an instinctive, intuitive level that we are more than we have been taught that we are. We know it. It's why people have gone to therapy for years. It's why people have searched out spiritual teaching. That's why people have done that. So it's like we're at the crux of that. And how do we be in service? And many people want to be in service to the world, and that's noble and wonderful. But serve that within you that needs to be expressed, so that you can worry about your expression of love and not what someone else is doing. Because what someone else is doing fits into judgment. What someone else is doing fits into that sense of competition. All of those things are that left brain stuff. We're moving into the divine feminine. Now, these are all going to take as long as they take. And 23 is part of the longer term plan of this, and the quickening continues. And the more we can be aware of everything that we are and we are not, the easier the journey. So pay attention to your insights, your instincts. If everyone else says somebody's fantastic but you don't think so, trust your gut. Absolutely trust your gut. There will be more and more voices on the internet, because more and more people are awakening and feel that they have something to say, and that's fantastic. But there will also be more and more opportunities to get hoodwinked in that. And that's why it's important to stay in your center, find your truth. Notice what's happening with the planets and the energy frequencies. Every time we have a full moon, something big happens. In the last 4 years, pretty much every time there's a full moon, there's something else that comes with it. So the cosmos is included in the party of helping us to awaken. So every planet is assisting. The sun, we come through the sun to be here. The sun is assisting in the light frequencies, in the sun flares, all of those things. We can choose to use them to assist us in our growth. Be aware of our thoughts, be aware of our emotions, be aware of our what's happening in our body. And our bodies are changing frequency. So many people are getting things happening in their bodies that starts to make them think something seriously wrong in their bodies, or aches and pains, or there's all sorts of things. We are mind, body, soul, spirit, as we know, and every part of us is changing. Every single thing that happens exists in different layers and different frequencies. And if we pay attention to who we are in that, we don't get caught up in one layer of the frequency. And the way that the outside world works is to distract us from our own truth. So if we're experiencing pain in our body and we don't know what to do about it, and we start to ask questions, you might get wisdoms from people about you should take this, or you could take that, or have you done this exercise, or have you done this? It's like, if you go within to your body, it will tell you what you need to do. If you're having trouble in relationships, you go within. Our soul is wise. It's incredibly connected into everything else that exists in the cosmos. So we're being like we're being encouraged to really sweep up everything that is not who we are, in order to take this journey in ease and glory and with love. And if we're not part of that outside chatter, we begin to realize that actually within us is this amazing peace, love, glory that doesn't ever go away. It's only the illusion that it's gone that we are searching for outside ourselves to meet up with. So that's what I see within this year, long winded, but I see this year and the future years of really, it's almost like we've got to be our own spiritual teachers, and if you've got guides, develop your relationships with your guides. If you haven't found your guides yet, start the relationships, follow meditations like Michelle said, and really go within for the answers and develop you, so that you know who you are. But most importantly, you really know who you're not. Because by knowing who you are not, you cannot get distracted, you cannot get tripped up, and you won't end up like some people I've experienced had come and see me lately. They've been caught up in some kind of cult or different things because they were fed beautiful information that their inner part wanted to really trust, but they got, in a way, some of them say they got hoodwinked. So it's really about going within again, as the others have said. Continue with the awakening. This awakening is not a new plan. It's been around since the very beginning of humanity. We are all part of this plan. How lucky are we that we get to be a part of it, no matter whether our role is big or small, no matter whether we're loud in that role or we are quiet in that role, no matter whether we hold frequencies or we stand up and shout and do things. It doesn't matter. We are all part of it. And being who we are in that is the fundamentals for the next 3 years, and this year particularly.
Awesome. Thank you, Paulina.
Yeah,
Definitely.
beautifully put, Paulina.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'd love to add something too about going within and getting guides, Pauline. I think that's so wonderful. Something to remember too when you're working with guides, especially because I studied psychology and Jungian psychology, but I also, we come to realize that even the guides that we communicate with, because we're all one, are just aspects of us, aspects of our wisdom, right? And so remember that too, that even as you're doing that, that those guides are aspects of you, so that you're not um hoodwinked. I love that
Mm.
word. That word's so good. By something outside
Hoodwinkery.
of yourself. It is. There's so
There's a
a lot
lot of there's a lot of
hoodwinker
hoodwinkery going on.
hoodwinkery. Yeah. And just being aware that that guidance is a part of you, so that you know and you feel that it's in resonance with you.
Okay. Awesome. So, does anyone have a question? We have, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes left. If anyone has a question for
A comment, no
Amazing
complaints. We're not
panel.
taking any
Panel.
complaints.
No complaints. No, no, no.
You go in your inner world, you handle it there.
Let's go to your inner complaint department.
There
Okay.
you
Yeah, get a bigger sign.
Okay.
This is awesome.
It's
And so
quiet.
Yeah. Go ahead.
when we're asking people for comments, can they have blah, 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 can they ask personal questions, like for us to pull a card on, or what are we doing?
Oh yes, I thought that we could leave a little time for Q&A, readings, whatever we want.
Oh, cool.
Whatever
Okay.
anyone in the audience. This is your time now in the audience. We 20 minutes. Okay.
That's all you're getting.
Yes, I agree, Kathy. Kathy just
Tw-
said that she feels 2023 is a year of great creativity and spiritual outreach. I personally really agree with that, Kathy.
mhm.
go. Yes.
And community. I think we're going to start finding community, more people coming back together, because everybody has their own house, their own car, their own box that they live in. And I
Mhm.
really feel like that we're going to be moving back into community too.
Okay, so Kathy's asking for a card for Perry and her. And so if one of the ladies could pull a card, I don't have my cards near me.
What?
I've,
Shelley says go ahead and put your question in, Shelley.
yep.
Go ahead, Paulina. Sorry.
I've pulled a card for Perry and Kathy. Beginnings. When I'm confused and uncertain, it is the story of the beginning that brings me back to center. And
Ooh.
so, we are all we are all part of the galactic um, aspect. We all have the space within. So, whatever's going on for you, if you're confused and uncertain, story of the beginning will bring you back to the center. Always remember the beginnings. Now, whether that's about relationships or whether that's about choices that you're making, uh, that's the card I got.
Like
Nice. Michelle?
I like that.
So Lisa asked for a card too. So how about if we pull one card for each person? Instead of, do you understand what I'm saying? Instead of
Instead of one
uh,
card each, just
each,
someone pull a card.
Pull a card. Do you
for
want to pull a
each
card
person,
for
for each person.
Lisa,
Yeah.
whoever?
Well, I just pulled this card for Lisa.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yes.
And what it is it's the Anunnaki light codes. So it's about energetic shift, new information, and end of a cycle. I know what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
But Lisa, I really want to say for you that this is personally for you as well. I feel like you've been through a lot, especially the last 3 years or so, and you've done a lot of shifting, a lot of growing. And what Spirit wants you to know is the worst is behind you. It's like shake it off, let it go. You are now stepping into a greater part of you, a greater part of what is happening. And start paying attention to frequency and how you feel. And this is talking about the Anunnaki light codes. Now, when we talk about the Anunnaki, we're not talking about the fallen ones. We're talking about the good ones. There's good and there's dark in this thing. But there's really a big energetic shift that you're going through right now. And new information is going to be coming to you. And it's going to be coming to you in those inner realms that we're talking about. And it's going to be almost like you're going to find yourself thinking new, like something else that you might have been like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. All of a sudden you're going, wow, that's beautiful. You're going to really start having these kind of automatic, I can feel it in my head. I don't even have words for it, where it's like that just the shift is going to be happening for you. And part of it is because of what you've been through. And I'm getting really strong the last 3 years. So open up and receive it and listen. That's the other word that I'm getting for you. Listen, listen, listen. It's all happening. It's real. And you're very, very blessed. So I hope that that helps you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
woo,
so
that was strong.
let's see. There's a question here. Uh, Diane. Okay, Diane's next. Is there anything special I need to do to make sure the great changes will flow? Hmm.
I get stop trying so hard.
Yes. Also entrust what comes to you.
Yeah. Both of those can be expanded on. Mike, did you want to say anything more, or?
Just very often the students or people that I work with say to me, you know, I heard this and that, but I wasn't sure if it was my guides or my ego. And I'll say, well, was that the first thing you heard or the second thing? And usually, if it's the first thing you hear, it's your intuition telling you. If it's the second thing you hear, it's often your guide, or not guides, your ego telling you that it's just your imagination, that it's your mind. But the more you trust in your intuition, the stronger it will be. And when it speaks, it will be much louder, and it gets progressively louder and louder. When you're first getting started, it's very quiet, and the ego is pretty loud. And so that's helped quite a few people in my teaching and working with students.
Thank you, Mike. Diane, I'm getting that to dive deeper in your creativity, that will help with flow. I do feel that what I'm seeing is that you have good flow now. It's just a matter of diving deeper. I'm feeling like diving deeper into your creativity is going to help un uh, release some things that you haven't touched on yet. So that's what I'm getting. Creativity, and I know you are an artist, but I'm getting deeper, going deeper if that resonates with you and you can connect with that. Okay, let's see
Michelle,
who's next. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
someone called Michelle asked for a card a while ago. It's gone now. I can't see it, but someone called Montemayo, I think her surname was.
Yeah,
Michelle,
Doesn't-
yes.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm
sorry to
actually making a list.
over-identify you, Michelle. Sorry to
That's
say your
okay.
name.
So
Yeah,
everyone
I'm
can see
making a
the
list
chat,
and I'm keeping track now. So
and
Okay.
everyone can see the chat.
Oh, okay. So I pulled a card for her, and I got consciousness. That I'm at one with all levels of consciousness. I'm energized by the liberation of all dimensions. So that's the photo with that, which is up in the clouds, and uh, it seems to me that when I pull this card and then sit with it, it's the sense that your soul is saying that you really are all one with it all, and what will happen in the next year is that there will be new frequencies coming in for you, but also perhaps a new guide. I don't know if you work with guides or not. A new entity or energy that's going to assist you in really understanding what that means for you as a conscious and a consciously awakening being. And as you do that, it will also link you back to the next card I got was ancestors. And it says, I feel the energy of my ancestors, their support, love, and wisdom in nurture all areas of my life. And this is a picture of um, original people in caves. And so
Wow.
it's also to do with the light in your hands and the frequencies that come through your hands that also come through your eyes. In fact, we all carry the light of God within us, and it shines in our eyes, it shines it through it reaches out through our hands. We carry it in our bodies, and we speak it in our words. And so part of this thing for you and for others as well is to be really bringing that energy of ancestral lineage, the positive aspect of ancestral lineage and galactic ancestral lineage forward within you. That's it.
nice.
Nice.
Great.
So I think Mandy is next. Mandy
Yes.
Allen. Yeah.
So I pulled an angel card. It's Archangel Michael, and it says, "You're you're working very closely with this powerful archangel. who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. And she says that she's been struggling being social and outward since June. Any info there for me? We all go through periods of that where we withdraw, and it's not a bad thing. It's often a good thing for us. It gives us time to go within, to look at things, to realize what is right in our life and what needs to be changed. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, and what I would suggest is you start by each day when you go out into the world, smile at people. Um, just give them your smile. And it helps not only you to let go and uh, to share your love, but it helps them also. Very often we can change a person's life just by smiling at them. Or if you're drawn to doing more, helping them in any way that you may see that they need help, or ask them if they need help, that's also a good thing to do. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, and Mandy just said she's been working closely with Archangel Michael.
Oh,
No
good.
So
surprise there.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Nice, nice.
I'm also
So,
getting, Mandy, that your Archangel Michael is very protective for you too. Tap into that energy of him as well.
sure. So it looks
Yeah,
like Christy is next.
Christy is
Thank you, Mike.
next.
sure.
You want me to do Christy?
Sure,
Kind of sure.
sure. Okay.
Sure. All right, Christy.
I got it easy. I don't have my cards handy, so
Trying to say Christy. I think this is Christy that I know too. So I'm going to bring up some cards. And by the way, I am using Kyle Gray's cards. If anybody has used these, they're called Gateway of Light Activation. They're
Oh,
so
nice.
good.
they're
He's
beautiful.
just such a, I call him a kid. He's probably 30 years old, but that's a kid to me. But these cards are really good. And Christy, the card that I'm getting for you is called Heart of Source. It's all encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. And the thing about this card for you, Christy, is this is about all this stuff you give to others, and it's time for you to start giving these things to yourself. Um, it's very, very strong. I'm getting all that you give to others, start giving to yourself. It's really a strong message for you. And it's what's going to bring you kind of back around to being in that space of like total peace and harmony within. Because you do give so much, you get tired, you get burned out, you get sometimes a little bit resentful. I've never seen it of you, but this is what I'm being told. And it's really easy to get there. And what you're being asked, and really for this next year, is to really focus on loving you first. And I know it's really hard for you, but they're saying it's hard because it's what needs to be done. And when you start doing that, you're going to find that you have more to give, and that the quality of what you have more to give of is going to be super high frequency, because it's almost like you're going to be lifting your own frequency by loving yourself more. And I'm also getting, just as a collective, thank you for being so loving. You are one of the love frequencies on this planet. And that's why you're getting this message right now, is because it's so important that you love yourself first. Um, and I'm just hearing like a collective of like, yay, you've come so far. You do so good. They want you to know that you deserve all that you have and all the love, everything you've given out there. You deserve all of it to be coming back to you, whether through you or other things. And so get ready, because it's what goes around comes around, and you put a lot of good out there too. So I hope that helps.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, so we actually need to close. We've been at it for 2 hours, haven't we?
Can we
Yeah.
do Martha and Lorraine?
Oh,
We
okay.
had two
Yes.
more, and then we'll
Okay.
cut it off at Lorraine.
Okay.
Shelley's had a question she's been trying to write for a
Yeah, I've
while.
seen that. Let Shall we put her on the list? We have three more.
We have three more. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Sharona, we got Martha P. If Martha is still here. Whoop.
Martha Price.
Martha Price. She's saying, I would love a card reading for my next steps.
Okay, well, what I get is messengers, uh, and it's like paying attention to the little things that you're like the whispers, or perhaps when you're driving somewhere and you suddenly think, I'm going to go left here, and I usually go right, or the people that you meet when you're walking down the street. There's a song there in your neighborhood. Um, the there's it may be that you see feathers or other things, so just pay attention and like listening on the wind. So I hear the messages of beings in the higher realms, so there's definitely that sense of opening up to hearing messages from other realms, and you can feel their support and influence each day, but they also don't have to be from the higher realms in the sense of highfalutin beings or anything like that. They can be simply the messages that come from spirit and soul that will help you pay attention. And so, this is another way for you of developing your intuition to know you're on the right path and to trust the information. Like Mike was saying before, about you start to get messages you're not always sure, and the more you listen, the stronger they get. And so they're not necessarily going to come with a loud boom and a great cacophony of noise that you see, oh, that was a message. This is about developing the subtle things that are showing you the next steps to take, what to do, how to do it, just how to be you, and how to follow what you need to do. And then as you do that, actually following that guidance, because the more you follow the guidance, the easier it is to understand when the guidance is coming and how you receive it, and how you act upon it. And then also you start to hear the different sources that it comes from and feel the different sources. So nature is a great messenger. Mother Nature, the earth, is a great messenger. So if you go for a walk and you're not sure what your next step should be, even though you're walking one step at a time, um, put out the call. Can I receive can I notice a sign? Can I see something so that I can take it into myself, digest it, and find out what it is for myself? But pay attention to the messengers around you and within you.
And I want to add something really quick too, as a psychic and who works with intuition. A lot of times people think those messages come like, and you touched on this, Paulina, which made me want to build on piggyback on what you said, is we don't get like the book all planned out or the movie in front of us. At least I don't. I get a little poop of information, a little of a message. It's not doesn't come in like a cacophony. It's a little whoosh. And like Mike was saying, it's like you got to catch that first thing. Got to catch that first whisper, that first little word, that first little impression, that first little vision. And people that work at like all of us do intuitively and healer is we've learned to hone in and really be able to pick up on that. And it does take practice. But when you start doing that, you'll start picking up on it too. And we still miss it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's what that was,
Oh,
right?
I find that we miss so much. That the universe, our guidance is constantly talking to us,
Yeah.
constantly. And so we just catch, even when we're aware, we catch a small portion of what the universe is telling us, because it depends on what frequency we're at as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Good
talking
point.
to somebody recently, and they were saying, "Well, I'm not even sure that there are any guides that are helping me, and I, I don't really think that I believe in them, and if I do, how do I make sure that I know that they're helping me? And I said, well, that's where grace comes in a way, because there could be many times that they've helped you. They've stopped you from having a car accident you didn't even know that was going to happen, or a relationship breakup that you didn't know was going to happen, or being late for work, or really ordinary things. So they're helping us all the time, but and
Right.
communicating with us all the time, but we just don't even know, because
All the time. All the
yeah, all
time.
the time,
Yes,
all the time.
definitely. Okay, so Lorraine is next, correct?
Lorraine.
Lorraine,
Okay.
I love Lorraine.
I do too. What a big love ball.
I pulled
She
a card for her, and it says, "You are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye, as well
yeah.
as with your physical sight, for you are spiritual vision, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance."
Wow.
So again, it's trusting what comes to you. And like we just said, messages often come to us and we don't know it, we don't pay attention to it, or we just don't catch it until later, and we go, "Oh, now I know what that was about." So it's learning to recognize them, to recognize the things that happen. And sometimes they're just small things, like I'll go to my car and get in my car, and I'm about to drive off, and I'll hear glasses, and I'll think, glasses? Oh yeah, I don't have my glasses, because I need glasses to drive. So I get out of the car, go in the house, get the glasses, come back, and I think, I didn't think of glasses. It just came to me. Thank you, and give gratitude. Gratitude is very important as well.
Oh,
The more gratitude you give, the more you have to be grateful for. And gratitude lets them know that you got the message as well. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome.
Nice.
nice.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
And then we
Totally.
have one more. We have Shelly.
Shelley.
And Sharon, have you given a reading?
Have I given a reading?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, with Diane, I think I did. Yeah, I can help with Shelley. I know Shelley. Let's
Yeah.
see here. She said that she has a past life question. She saw one of her deaths on Christmas Day after dropping her son off. Okay. It was
Oh
disturbing, and I'm not
wow.
getting any more information. I was a male in a pickup truck, maybe the 1950s. I put a 38 to my head and pulled the trigger. Ouch. Ow. Yikes. Um,
Mm.
well, that's a lot. You saw a lot. uh, yeah, that's a lot more than most people see. Let's see here. Whew. If I remember correctly, Shelley, you've had a few lifetimes, maybe ending traumatically, like this.
Yeah, sometimes we kind of get caught in a
Okay,
loop of that.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm feeling, is that I'm feeling from your guidance to go in and make sure that he is, and well, let's look at that. That he has crossed over, that he is retrieved, he is integrated. I was just sitting here relaxing. Now you're making me work. Okay,
Ah,
so all right, let's see here. Shelley, 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 Shelley. All right. I'm feeling that he's already integrated, actually. I'm feeling, yeah, that your awareness of that experience helped him move in to the light, helped him, that it was just an awareness that was needed for some reason. Uh, I feel like it was on the surface that something triggered something in your day, or it was on Christmas, you said, right? Oh, I'm feeling there has something to do with that. I get the feeling I'm getting some information that perhaps it was on Christmas Day that happened. It was on Christmas when that happened that he was very, very depressed. Very depressed. I feel like he is having really bad financial problems. I want to cry with that. Yeah, and had a family and was very depressed. Okay. Um, so I do
Can I
feel that
say?
he had yeah, I do feel that he was brought into the light with your awareness of that already. Yeah. Go ahead, Paulina.
Um, when sometimes when past lives start to just show up like that, in a way it's a sign that something in us is shifting and starting to heal and remember those things. And um, my suspicion around this as well, in the past life work that I do with people, anything and anything can happen, as you would know, Shelley, from your own experiences. Um, Sometimes it is the drama of an event that is needing to be explored and healed, not the actual event itself. So perhaps in you there is a need for drama. I'm not, and that when something happens, you're processing and working through the drama of a situation in order to understand it. And that I've always felt bummed on Christmas. I don't know why. So it could be that you're being given this opportunity right now from the aspects of your soul that have previously incarnated to go, see, Shelley, this is why you always feel bummed on Christmas and you don't know why. And
Exactly.
now what you do is you go, ah, that explains it. It's
Mhm.
horrible, it's weird, and I don't feel good about it because those are some of the comments that you've said, and it's not a very nice memory to have. And your soul aspect has already healed it. Sharon said that, Mike is getting that, Michelle's getting that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's already been healed. So now this is about integrating the memory, but knowing that when you pass, when any of us pass, the integration occurs. And even if there's a ghostly encounter from that, that can be healed. So it's like, it feels like to me there's a whole load of opportunities going on here for a deeper understanding of you as a soul, and how you manage the frequencies that are invisible.
Mhm.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, so that would explain why it came up at that time, definitely, because you've been doing a lot of work, Shelley, and, that was your higher self gave you that opportunity on Christmas Day to recognize that, and, good for you. Good for you.
Yes.
And
Good
I'm
for you.
getting
Well
a message too for you, Shelley. It's time to choose life.
done.
This time, your opportunity is to choose life. Ooh, I got chills.
Mm.
Yeah, too.
I hope that was
Very good.
helpful.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally, but good for you. Good for everyone. Good for us.
Hmm.
Good for all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Thank
Yes.
you guys all for being here. This is really cool.
This is
Yes.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a good way
Greatly
to start
appreciate.
out the year.
Yes.
Okay. We love you all. Thank you again for being here, and we hope that this was helpful. Who would
Yes.
like to take us out or say what you have would like to say and then take us out?
Paulina,
Oh,
you have
Um,
such a beautiful way of
Mhm.
putting things.
well, what I would like to do is bring my drum in, because sound frequencies are such profound ways of going within and also healing from within and going out in that sense, like that. And it's a great way to connect our inner tree of life and into the earth and the cosmos. And using a drum is that opportunity to just connect in with our own heartbeat and
Mm.
the earth heartbeat, the can't even say it, the heartbeat of our glorious Mother Earth.
Yes.
So I'm going to drum, and in this, just allow the sound of it to lead you through your pathways into 2023. Place your feet on the ground or on the floor or whatever so that you can really connect in. Send your roots down into glorious Mother Earth. She's always willing, she's always ready. And if you get bad news when you go to Mother Earth, that's not the Mother Earth, that's her helping you understand some aspect of you. So here we go, and we're ready, and we're going to start. Remember, we're always connected to the earth. We're never ever alone. We chose to have an incarnation on this glorious planet at this time because we knew exactly what was going to happen in 2023 or 2023 or number seven, whatever frequency we're calling it. The tail from the cat is telling us all about it. Lift your tail and get in the way of people and speak your truth and meow when you need to.
Right.
And
That's right.
enjoy everything that the universe brings you because they work so hard to bring you everything that they bring.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for the
Beautiful.
drumming too, Paulina.
Thank
That
you,
was so
Paulina.
good.
That felt
Welcome,
really
my
good.
pleasure.
Wonderful
So
ending to a wonderful event. Thank you, everyone, again.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yes. Thank you.
Love you all.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Make
you.
sure
Thank
you're
you.
subscribe. And I also put a little note in there that if any of you want to reach out to any of us, the information is in the description here. And so if you feel pulled or want to connect, that we have contact information too. And our website, you can go check it out, see what other things that we're doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, and
thank
I'd
you
like to say
guys.
thank you to all of our peeps in spirit who joined us today as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
And to Mother,
Peeps in
Father, Creator.
spirit.
Yes, it brought us all together. Love you. Love you. See you next time.
Bye,
Love you
Happy
everyone.
New
guys.
Year. Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy
New Year.
New Year.